What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist, Antonio, and it is time to once again run it back. On this series, I like to take a figure that I enjoyed in the past and essentially update them, or what we would know in today's game as like a legacy card treatment. So today the figure was suggested by my good friends over at Dice Station Zebra, Rob and Jocelyn. If you don't follow them, go give them a follow. They make amazing Heroclix content, and they left a message. Please make sure you do all the YouTube things, but mainly I like to talk and know what people want to see on this channel, and they suggested this figure, which is one of my favorite figures and one of my favorite sculpts in the game, and that is none other than number 41 from the Empire set. Tons of figures on this have been from the Empire set, but none other than Miss Monica Rambeau. She was just recently seen in the Marvels movie and the WandaVision TV show. So if you haven't seen those, go check them out. And she is most famously known as the first actual Captain Marvel, like the female Captain Marvel that we know today, to be like Carol Danvers. The last time we saw Monica in Clix form was in the Avengers 60 set as a super rare in her original costume. And this is her Spectrum costume that she wears now, which I absolutely love, where she's part of the Ultimates. And this was a great figure, just very costly back in the day. She was originally 150 points. She has the Avengers, Cosmic, and Police keywords, and yeah, that is not horrible, but we can do a little bit better. So let's run it back. First things first, with her keywords. First, she has Avengers and Cosmic team abilities. I would keep that because you shouldn't be able necessarily to cancel her. She is a very high level, very powerful character that is, I would say, is a cosmic character. With her, with the Ultimates, the team that's configured of her, Blue Marvel, America Chavez, Black Panther, and Carol Danvers. They changed Galactus into the Lifebringer, which I'm still hoping for in Heroclix form. So first and foremost, not only Avengers and Police and Cosmic, but she should also have Ultimates keyword as well, because she is that. And because I loved her in this series, I would also give her Next Wave in hopes that we one day see some more Next Wave figures, like we got Elsa Bloodstone in the comic book version. I can't remember if she has Next Wave or not, but she should have Next Wave, and I would love to see the Next Wave characters get their time to shine back in Heroclix form. So adding with her, because the Next Wave version of her wasn't that great, but this version overall is really good. Originally, she had a trait that made it so when she uses phasing or running shot, you roll a d6. If you roll a 4 through 6, you get to choose one. You either add the action total +1, which is okay, or you place her in the square she occupied when given the action to either use that running shot or the phase and teleport. Now, I would keep the trait. What I would do is, first off, I would give her improved movement everything, so that she can move through blocking, she can move through characters and elevated, and where she flies. But still, I would probably put elevated just in case someone was able to possibly take her flight away by chance. There's ways to do it, I think, in the game. So I would give her improved movement so she can move through everything and everybody. That's first and foremost. And then instead of when she uses phasing or using running shot, what I would do is, there's no need to give her phasing anymore if you give her improved movement, right? Okay, because that's essentially phasing. So what I would do is, I would say, when I would give her the improved movement, and then I would say when Monica Rambeau moves, roll a d6 on a 4 through 6, place her in the square she started that action. There you go. So that means whenever she moves, and I would say you may roll a d6. When she moves, you may roll a d6. So it's not an automatic thing that she has to do, because there's going to be times where you might move her and you want her to stay exactly where she is versus having to go back where she once was. But what that allows her to do is act like the super rare Nightcrawler from House of X, where he could teleport and then bamf back, while, you know, kind of being like a drop shipping, you know, thing for taxi for his friendly. So that's what I would do with that trait. Nice and clean, you know, and it doesn't make it so it's take away some of the options. Another thing that I would do is she has a special movement power on her first 2 and her last 2 clicks, which reads phase and teleport. When Monica uses it after resolutions, she may make an attack, but only to target an opposing character she moved through this turn, regardless of range, adjacency, or line of fire. So she can just move and then attack somebody. Now, Monica has 7 range with 3 bolts, which is amazing in today's game. I thought it was amazing when she was legal, but it was amazing. It would be amazing in today's game. So the change that I would actually do is I would give her hypersonic, and I would do it like this: hypersonic speed, period, right? So you know she has hypersonic speed. She never has to worry about breaking away. And then I would say, when Monica, then I would say make an attack targeting all opposing characters. Monica move through this action. And what that would allow her to do is hypersonic. She has a 12 movement to 11 movement and 10 movement when she has this power. So she has plenty of movement to just get around everybody. And with being able to move through everything, she can move through walls and everything. I wanted her to be able to work kind of like the Legacy Juggernaut that we just got, where he can move and attack everybody that he moved through. So I would want her to kind of act the same way, where she can now just sit there and just zip through everybody. And then thanks to her trait, if she wants to move, roll that d6 and then move all the way back if she wants to. That this would make her very, very, very deadly, very, very powerful, very, very powerful. So that's what I would do with that. And other than that, she doesn't have any other special powers. She doesn't have any traits. And I actually think for her just being a rare, you don't need to actually add anything else to her. I thought this was a great figure. She already has, say, ESD. Initially, I thought maybe give her ESD just to make her harder to hit. I don't think everybody nowadays that can use Impervious deserves to have reduced penetrating damage. She is a being of pure energy. So what I actually might do is give her super senses on top of that, as a matter of fact, to give her, or actually give her traded shape change as well. That's what I would do. Also add some traded shape change, because she does literally change her shape in the sense of her density when she's attacking people, and also not only when she's attacking people but being attacked by people. If you saw the WandaVision, you got shot through, and if you saw the Marvels, she changed herself to be able to, you know, be essentially like a beam of light, her density. So I absolutely would love something like that. It gives her added evasion, added defense, because Impervious and Invulnerability are not really good powers essentially in the game, especially when you go against a whole bunch of heavy hitters. And late dial, she has some ESD, which is not going to help her at all. But starting off, she could be a 13 for 4, and the way that the power would be worded, she target everybody, so she hits everybody for that 4 if she decides to hit up close, or everybody for 3 pen, which is great. And that makes her extremely powerful. So now when it comes down to her point cost, she originally cost 150 or 50 points. She teamed up well with the Blue Marvel that we would eventually get her love interest in the comics, and they're both 150 and 50 points. So what I would do is I would actually drop her down to, with everything that she does, this is a hypersonic piece that moves, that can not only hypersonic move or just move people, but then move back herself. So she could just be a taxi where she just moves you and then has a 50-50 chance of moving back. But since you can't hypersonic and carry anybody, which I wouldn't change for her, I would actually drop her down to 75 points, because she can be blown through if need, with the proper Psychic Blast. If she faced somebody with Psychic Blast, she misses the shape change that I would give her, she's eaten every last bit of that damage. And that's a big deterrent for a lot of people. Her second dial, I would still keep at, actually, I would make that 40 points, actually, instead of the 50. 40 points, I look at someone and say, like, Pegasus cap is 40 points, and that dial is almost irresistible for the points. So what I would do is I would actually knock her down to the 40 points. I would keep her at 100 points, just because that potential with Avengers team ability, you could potentially be a 14 for 4 against a myriad of different characters. You could almost hit a whole team pretty much with 12 movement. She could just hypersonic and hit everybody. And with 3 bolts, she's just, there's so much you can do with what she does. And even after she takes a hit, she stays good with Psychic Blast her whole dial, and the 3 bolts with the 7 range. So you could really do some really cool stuff with her. And this sculpt essentially is just absolutely amazing, and one of my favorite sculpts. I have multiples of her. And what I was going to do is I was going to take the top half of her and then put the newest Cannonball on this, because this is exactly what Cannonball would look like if he was kind of taking off. And this would be the best version of a Cannonball sculpt that we've seen, in my opinion, other than the very first one that we got. So with that being the case, this is what I would do for this Monica Rambeau. As always, what say you? What do you think? Do you think the additions were good? Are you not feel them too much? What characters would you like to see? The next character that I'm going to, or characters that I'm going to do, Superman just came out. It was amazing to me. So my next 2 characters, I'm going to do a Superman and a Lex. Give me your opinions of what Superman and what Lex you would like to see me run back. I have an idea, but if you put up a good suggestion, maybe I might change it. With that being the case, it is your super sketch artist, Antonio. Thank you for watching. Even if it's for 30 seconds, I appreciate you. Leave all the comments down below. Of course, I love to talk Heroclix with any and everybody. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others, go be super.